politics where the attack side mid-rounding runs out of options, they don't get anything proactive in the mid-round, and then they're late hitting into a site when their opponent has full util. If you don't give them much in the mid-round and really carefully pick when you're getting active on the defense, you can save a lot of that util to full stall them out and win rounds off of time.
Sometimes EDG will lose the rounds themselves, sometimes you just have to wait. You know that they're going to be, especially even in the first round in both of them, they were taking their time.
What's this guy doing up?
Yeah, also this could also help. How about you sign wood?
I don't think everyone can do that. I mean, having a star duelist player who plays as well as him and is hyper confident is good. Maybe someone like...
He's got it all. He's the full package. He's young, he's electric, he can aim, he gets the vibes up. Honestly, just get a wood in your team.
I'm glad you mentioned something because it feels like that's the something that maybe EDG have to look out for.
Yeah, something is definitely the root of this match. He is that star duelist,
and nobody can take him down.
Quite literally.
Nobody can take him down?
Yes.
That's going to be tough, though. I think shutting down stars is difficult, especially against PRX, is how confident they are.
I mean, I would be surprised if we don't get an absolute banger today. I need to see a different 4 coming from EDG.
Well, I can't wait to see this. We had one upset already. Maybe it's time for another one. Let's send it down to the stage and bring out PRX and EDG.
Stay awake. We gotta stay awake. Every gaming. PRX.
Every single time EDG have qualified for an international tournament, they have faced PRX. And it wasn't until recently that they managed to actually take them down. So looking at the maps here, how big of a chance do you think EDG realistically have in this matchup?
I think it's going to be difficult looking at the pool ahead of us. We're starting off on damage. PRX did lose yesterday, but I think has historically been a really good map for them. I like what they bring out with this Harbor comp. I think it gives them a lot of different looks on how they can approach their attack side, which is where they'll be starting.
I'm wondering also in that sunset, we saw EDG moving away from the Viper, putting the Astra in. Is that something that they're going to repeat? Do they want to go back in the tracks? Because also they were very, very repetitive against Heritage.
We saw some big problems on their attacking side. They were almost always losing A main space, and didn't, I think, do a good enough job of re-clearing and pushing the defense off of that area of the map, which means late round they were getting into B sites, they were stacked by their opposition. PRX is a team who will also be really proactive in fighting for that space, and on their attack side, they bring this unique Sage comp that is really difficult, I think, to play your own game and play those standard Sunset Flood retakes.
My biggest worry is, though, for EDG, over the last 6 maps they've played, they've lost every single one of them, and have only managed to win in total 25 rounds. But it's luck, everything else is not on their side.
Yeah, in the global stage, it's maybe in the regional performance, but when it comes to measuring themselves against 10 teams across the globe, things get complicated. Maybe if he turns him on, okay, I was concerned for a second. I mean, maybe he doesn't need it.
He's so good, he doesn't need it.
Yeah, but if we focus on this first map on Bind, EDG love this map. It is not a surprise that they pick it because they feel very, very comfortable doing it so in China.
My biggest concern is around confidence for this EDG squad. I think they let the pressure get to them in their first match, and I'm looking for a revitalized squad today.
Oh, yes! Something, give it to us. But also everyone else on EDG.
I was thinking, about that game that they had against G2. This response was not in my notebook.
Yeah, I mean, they're switching on to the Reina comp here, but they still have the bones of the comp they ran before. I think you do lose a lot with those flash combos with BENQ, but you can do it with the Lear instead. It's going to be sick to watch something on that agent, and I'm excited to see this new comp from EDG.
So many things can be different.
Yeah, W Gaming on both sides. My internal clock is telling me that Dom and Baby Bay are here for the next map.
Thank you so much, Shinsu. This is a tale as old as time. EDG up against PRX. They've danced 4 times. The last one goes away of EDG, and that was the only one. also happened to be the last time they played. It was in Madrid, and it was this exact same map pool.
The only difference was Monier. I mean, he had big shoes to fill, and I feel like there could be a premise of Jing being EDG's Achilles heel potentially in this series. These changes to the compositions, though, EDG, they normally run a Brimstone on this. So the Omen, I mean, now he's going to be able to smoke across the map.
Aggressive TPs, you know what else? They will have up their sleeve.
Such a fast pace already from PRX.
It's the PaperX way, man. Look at how well they've sectioned off the side already. They've teed it, put it into corners. Forsaken will fall, though, but the utility was up.
I have to spike.
Good job isolating the Harbor on that short aim. And now PRX, they get the bomb down, but they're kind of trapped right now. They're pincered.
Starting to see something come through as Jing will fall. EDG holding strong. They still have plenty of numbers to go against this as the Vines. The remaining pieces of this puzzle that EDG are to solve will crumble. The pistol the way of EDG.
Great opening pistol for EDG. They look way more confident than they did yesterday. And there's some life in this arena now, man. That was crazy. Every single kill KANAN got. Just a roar of thunder in the arena. Look at these shots. He looks way better. And they're ready for this. I mean, that isolation in short A, getting that kill on a Forsaken, that made it so PRX was just trapped. They did get bomb money down, though, and that's why you see something investing into this Marshall. But on the flip side, I mean, really healthy buy from EDG.
Again, the last two times these teams met, it was this exact same map pool. The one maybe wrinkle in that is it was Sunset first and then Bind second. And EDG walked away with the win on Bind.
Yeah. Was a completely different composition for EDG as well, though. They ran a single smoke comp with just a Brimstone, and it was kind of dually. Oh my gosh.
Well, the duels are going away with EDG this time.
KANAN came ready to play today. Oh, he wants
Yeah.
more.
That satchel.
Dihalangin.
As the flash paves the way, the kills come through.
Gila, flawless.
And EDG with their second
showstopper
Oh, kita lihat
online already.
BT.
KANAN came ready to play. That could be really impactful in a round like this, the bonus round for EDG. And again, Smoggy can upgrade.
Berat.
This is like a whole different team right now. Maybe just more familiar with the playstyle of PRX, more confident in general playing against them.
Gelo, monitornya udah ada, Cok.
We talked about this a couple of times. Elimination also just forces the best out of you.
Yeah.
Right? You play to win instead of not to lose, and I know it's early, but it seems to be the approach that EDG has brought into this series. Now the showstopper used. KANAN will find nothing but space, but it's space that they will gladly take.
Yeah, it forces PRX to have to take Octagon control, and now they're trapped once more.
Wow. If not for that stimmy, a couple of members there may have died. All gonna TP back to Smoggy, waiting on the other side with the Sheriff.
That's
to boot.
it.
He's about to have his hands full. Patient. The blind is too much.
Good reaction from PRX. And Jing, he has something to say
Pushing
for KANAN.
Pushing the pace and getting up into heaven, getting another kill with it, but EDG on the counterpunch. Smoggy on the swing. PRX, a great response.
It's a risky one, though. You don't know what's on the other end at that A site. They got a little fortune in here that Smoggy was only there with that Sheriff. But they did have a lot of good utility when they actually took the A site. I mean, you see that Raynalier come out. It's not every day you play against that. I mean, it probably is for EDG. They're so used to playing against the Rain on Bind. I'm sure they scrim against PRX quite a bit.
But little discipline like that, like coming out of showers and checking that box, right? Those little things that often go unchecked or unthought of in high-pressure situations. Well done on PRX to make sure that is the case. Meanwhile, an op online, round 4 for KANAN.
He's so deadly with this gun, too. You imagine something's going to have to jiggle, but he gets taken out. No utility.
He had almost got past it. Well handled there. Jing using his rocket. They were sitting ducks with nowhere to go. And Divide continues to pile it on. This shot is ridiculous. Smoggy will be forced to convert into a 1v3. Never saw it hit him.
And if this is what we're in store for, this back and forth, this constant battle, this is going to be an amazing series.
PRX, Jing.
So excited for the future.
Apa nih?
What a response from Jing though with this rocket getting 2. Yeah,
And against Divide, hitting those 2 shots. That last one, the most impressive.
Nambah.
That'll put EDG on a scrappy little bye. I'm surprised EDG aren't giving Hong Kong the Spectre with what he did yesterday. I mean, it seemed like that was like the only saving grace that we witnessed.
Felt like his best weapon.
Yeah.
Kagak langsung nobody doang. Nyala.
A double flash setup, maybe even triple flash setup. And PRX are running straight into this.
EDG happy to stack this. Given all the noise that's been made, given all of the info that KANAN has on the other side of the site, but they're going to continue. They're going to try to persist and pursue out onto the site. Jig onto the satchel, trying to get across. But now, reconsidering, realizing that you've lost the rest of the map. Once again, they hit the TP and they're going to find a vacant side A.
And they actually cycled that off onto something who's just going to post up for his teammates while he plants the bomb.
No real info of what's happening on the other side, so KANAN is still on the prowl. The Sheriff, though, not the weapon you want in a situation like this. PRX glad to dig their heels in, hang on to the site. We'll assume their post plants. The duelist is done for.
Nice.
Chichu and Smoggy will likely just fall to the spike.
One enemy remaining.
Or to the hands of Mind Freak.
Just try to do some type of damage if you can. That helps.
Yeah.
And just like that, PRX clean up that round. That's 2 times in a row now that PRX have had to pivot into that teleporter and hit the A site. So I'm wondering now for EDG if they're going to read ahead to that. If they see that B long default and maybe keep a trap play outside of showers to punish that. And the attack op, something he has to do this on almost every single map. He's going to be met by KANAN, maybe not in this specific duel, but maybe later in the round.
Yeah, we start to see their setups on the map now. KANAN will have the op towards showers, meanwhile something on the opposite side. PRX with a lot of presence towards B here.
Yeah. There was a faint wall towards the A side of the map, but I think EDG, they know that PRX like to feint with that wall.
Yeah, they've done it a couple times now.
Whoa. I suggest you move. A little scary for nobody there, but Jing.
The Reckoning invested.
Aduh.
Jing tried getting out and finding space. PRX though, they've slammed their
Wadah,
faces.
bye.
They haven't really been able to get out, but they are getting the frags.
Nice.
Now
Aaron.
creeping forward, Smoggy playing on the other side of the screen. It's gonna get clothesline.
Nice,
Again, a
Aaron.
situation
One
where
more.
they didn't really realize
So
where the
saving
pressure
there.
was coming from. And now they're gonna hunt down KANAN. He's got the op in hand. He's gonna have to do his damnedest to try to hang on to it. Mind Freak will cross Divide.
Ah!
Spotted him, lands the shots.
Ah, dapat.
Second, cannot connect. Mind Freak with 3 is
Nice.
PRX got 3 kills spamming through the smoke from hookah on the site. That is not something you see every day.
No.
I mean, a bit of a twist of fate in their favor for sure. Look at that. Oh, he did see the tracers though, but a collat?
Yeah, that's tough, man.
And then
Gila,
spam off
dapat.
the Seekers? I mean, good job. I don't know what else to say in this moment. Early timeout for EDG. I don't think they have, too much right now. I mean, it's definitely a way better start than the last time they played. But it is their map pick, and if you let PRX on the attacking side dictate the pace, it could get out of hand. So I think this is a really good timeout from the side of EDG. And now maybe the name of the game should be a little bit more proactivity, maybe bait out on those B long pushes, bait out a little bit of utility. You can flash early on, back up, and then re-clear once more. Because PRX, they were playing for that trap play that we saw in the eco round with the triple flash.
I agree with you on EDG are still okay. There's still plenty to play in this half, but I think you're right on the other side of the coin as well, where adjustments need to be made. Because remember, EDG, both maps they played yesterday, they started on attack, and those were maps that they struggled on. Right? Those were halves that were clearly an issue when it came to the approach, and they could definitely have different protocols and plans going into bind, but you want to keep this competitive. knowing what yesterday held. So a Stinger in the hands of KANAN, a Spectre for nobody, and then 3 Sheriffs around it. Meanwhile, everybody is stacked.
Yeah.
All 5 of EDG are here.
It's a hard read right now.
Lo and behold, that's where PRX are headed.
And I wonder what the key is for PRX to maybe abort. Not fully commit onto this, but I think they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if EDG continue to hide as much as they can, they might not get the cue to abort. Now they're going to be pushing forward ahead of all this harbor utility as they try to take the fight.
Wah,
On the other side, just too good though. Whoa, Jin on the
something.
snap just gets destroyed. EDG might have overrun them into this, but they're so weak. And the thrash isn't going to connect. Fortunately for KANAN, though, Forsaken had classic out. Not enough HP. Both of them fall, but the Red Bull clutch comes through for PRX in the face of the rocket. The shots settle.
Divide.
Jin on the
menang ya?
snap just gets destroyed. EDG might have overrun them into this, but they're so weak. And the thrash isn't going to connect. Fortunately for KANAN, though, Forsaken had classic out. Divi's left alone. Not a ton of HP. Both of them fall, but the Red Bull clutch comes through for PRX in the face of the rocket. The shots settle.
Jeez. Divide.
Ya udah fair duluan soalnya kill.
Kind of feels a little bit like yesterday in that mode where they just can't close out the rounds. They bring it down to a 1v1. It just doesn't go their way.
Wait.
Great job from Divide. That's a funny one.
Again, early presence for PRX, and this time it's not fake. It's not fake. Jing is already trying getting out of mess with the rocket. Something is such a menace so far.
It's such a pace that they're putting on EDG right now.
Oh, the penalty is good, but even when that connects, the kills come through. Very nicely done by KANAN. To respond a little bit, you imagine that's going to call the rotate out from the flank back.
Smogi, ngapa
And Chichu
flank?
was considering B, but will now throw it back.
That mind freak. He took his timing here, coming out of showers. He had to if he wanted to get any type of space, so gets info that Chichu is in CT. There could still be one player here, though. I think that's why he's so wary. I mean, look at how cautious PRX are playing right now. They're waiting for the harbor wall, waiting for all utility. The molly? Ooh.
A little bit of high ground found. Nobody's positioned, so concealed. Now the flash in his face on the swing. Settles the shots. Gets Mind Freak, a 3v2 still away of PRX. Now KANAN's left alone. He's got an op in hand. Devi is weak, but that's another round the way of PRX.
Good patience
Nice.
on the refight on A. I mean, that was really nicely done. Waiting for Forsaken's wall to come back up. The molly from Mind Freak. It gets the audio cue that nobody had to drop there. And the trades, I mean, they were kind of going in the favor of EDG in the beginning. But when you're retaking with an operator, even if you're KANAN, that's a tough ass.
Oh yeah, into a 1v2 like that as well, with no idea of where the other members are.
Yeah. That little jump spot from Forsaken too to spot out where KANAN was just makes it decisive, and they play together, they swing them together. Just like that. KANAN is on a stinger, but he's so deadly with it, so they might be able to bring this one back.
Ooh! Trying to get ahead of the stack. Really nice shot out from Smoggy.
It was a pixel.
I like the true position a lot as well.
Yeah, this is the Omen shining right now. Able to play up close, get a kill, TP out. In this case, TP on top of this little weird high ground. I wonder if Jing wants to clear this. I wonder if he's aware.
Wah,
That flash
nice
from nobody
Smogi.
was so good. It went through the roof in hookah to make sure that there was nobody pushing in sand.
That was very cool.
Forsaken has taken a lot of space in Octagon. He's the one with the spike. So there's got to be success found from hookah.
Yeah, nobody has to drop here for PRX to steal this one away.
Wah, gila nobody.
It's not gonna happen. Smoggy gets in on it as well. As EDG find 3.
The B anchor is coming up huge for EDG. That was beautifully played from Smoggy. And then nobody just bunkering down in hookah to clean up the round. Look at this shot. Ooh, on the run. That's that flash that you were speaking of.
Nyangkut ya flashnya.
And from now on, for PRX, I mean, every time you push this Omen off of B long, you got to worry about that elevation. I mean, he could be anywhere now. It's something you're going to have to constantly clear. That being said, Forsaken will have that Harbor ultimate online. You saw how deadly it was the first time around.
It's invested B, but this time, present A. EDG are really proactive too. They're taking all of this space outside of sand. Smoggy's already rotating into A.
Such a good timing to be proactive too. They haven't done this once yet.
The reckoning is going to suggest that they're going forward. The timing is so good.
It's perfect.
If they can land the shots, if they can clean things up, it's going to be great. And that's a spike! I thought the spike was further up. Something has his ult. They're going to have to turn back and fight for this area. And things slow down. They've come to a screeching halt. Forsaken on the swing. Nobody on the shots.
Nobody's coming down.
Harper down. Now utility pushing forward. EDG playing this really patiently, not forcing the batter in from spawn, not forcing the batter in from backside. Happy to hold the line as best as he can, but nobody finally falls. KANAN on the swing, and he's overwhelmed. The contain has been lost, the spike has been picked up. And now it's a fast rotate from something B, while Jing draws as much attention as he can. Be a nuisance. That's exactly what he does. Doesn't land the shots, but the veil has been lifted. They've realized that the spike's not here.
The Empress will go down. It's honestly what opened up that entire comeback into this round. And the Reyna, I mean, he's got full utility now. If he gets a kill, he can just get out of dodge.
And he's holding the line on both spots to jump.
It's so scary playing against a Reyna like something.
He's still gonna have to win this 1v2 though. For PRX, he's gotten it down to 1. Tries to reposition. 23 HP. One step to the right. All it will take. Smoggy's holding the line. Anchored in, but now on the tap, spots him again. 4 HP now for the duelist. Something's creeping his way forward. He's got the knife out now, switching over to the Vandal. Not able to snap onto the shots. Can Smoggy get the defuse? Yes, he
Wah! Ano ko ba tingaging?
3-6.
And it's EDG this time around, dictating the pace, pushing down
Yan
Ruka.
na.
It got scrappy, it got scary, but they closed it out in that 1v1.
One enemy remaining.
That was so close.
He almost hits the shots, man.
Smoggy's been so good. Even yesterday, when they were getting decimated by Heretics, he was the star of the show for EDG. This time more of a team effort, and that'll cause a timeout from PRX. You imagine now PRX might play a little bit more spread of a default, or maybe just watch their back now if they are gonna play all 5 players towards one side of the map. They haven't had to worry about that yet, so, you know, it's okay.
That's just such a perfectly timed call from EDG. You mentioned it during the round. They hadn't done that.
Yeah.
They hadn't accelerated in that way.
And that's what I was looking forward to in that game yesterday, but they just didn't have their footing at all. They do a really good job of changing the pacing on what they do on the defensive side and the attacking side. I'm glad we get to see it now. That being said, nobody will have Seekers online, Pit available for Chichu. And, I mean, there's a lot of ults online that'll be coming to fruition for EDG. Only Seekers to work with for PRX.
Meanwhile, for EDG, you mentioned those ults all coming online. They've got to chain them together, though.
And look at the spread default that I was talking about. Now you see players on both sides of the map.
A pit used right off the bat from Chichu.
Now an early pit invested like this, it can really force the attacking side to be pushed into B or showers. But on the flip side of that, it can also cause EDG to have to keep a couple players there to protect his back.
That's exactly the approach that they've taken. But as soon as the Harbor utility goes at B, they've left him. Chichu's now on an island. So all of EDG is B. Devi has his Seekers, and there's still plenty of time left in this round. But it's nobody who uses his first.
This bait setup B long. If EDG do get pushed off of B long here, that's when a rotation will have to come towards that A side of the map.
The Seeker's got a ton of value.
There.
Spotting a couple, I mean all 3, I believe. But they freeze again.
Right there.
Posted up outside of B, waiting for the right moment to strike. The flash is going to confirm presence once more. This has been a really nice cycling of utility by nobody. Now traded on the other side. The Seeker's going forward. Chichu happy to hold the other side of the map. While the fight ensues B.
Nice, the fight.
Massive kills. Oh, 3v3 now. The spike making his way to B as
What?
Chichu repositions. He left the pit. He rotates over, but now with 10 seconds left, Paper X trying to get back to A as fast as they can and get the spike down.
So much to worry about. You have to worry about short, but Divide, it's kind of ahead of it.
Wise to it, not able to land the shots the first time around.
That was a great jiggle from Chichu. He got the info that both players now are stuck in U-Haul, and he just has to wait for his teammates to push up.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Now Jing turning his attention back there. Divide falls. Jing.
Wah.
Beautiful discipline from EDG. And Chichu taking the timing on the teleport, getting kills in hookah, and then wrapping all the way back around with the jiggle there. That was fundamentally sound from EDG. Beautiful. And that lead that PRX had, I mean, it's
gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. They had won, I believe it was 6 rounds in a row at one point. This was just such a, I mean, you mentioned the discipline. It was beautiful to watch from EDG. But Chichu, honestly, had so much to do with it. I mean, we talked about the pit at the very beginning. His timing on hitting the TP, his wrap back around was perfect.
Now it's Kong with that showstopper. He gets bought out. Oh, he gets an operator bought up for him.
He's gonna have both. Last round of the half. Money to spend. What a luxury that is.
Last time PRX did this A short wall, I mean, they just sped up B, so that's why you're seeing EDG get proactive here, pushing through showers. All the info is theirs. And the rest of the B anchors for EDG, they're just trying to bait out all that utility early on and buy time for a rotate.
I really like this. Howdong, you mentioned all that info that they get showers, but they deposit Kong. They have Howdong rotating back. Meanwhile, Jing doesn't connect on the rocket, slams into the wall, and Smoggy's there to punish with it.
Oh.
Nobody, the firing line as Smoggy joins in on the fun. The dizzy over the top. Almost.
Wah, Smoggy lagi nyala.
Chichu's the one to clean it up.
It's electric in here right now. Smoggy played that in near perfection, tucking in the cubby, jiggling consistently.
They half time.
And then the Omen flash to secure the kills.
What a change.
Look at this.
Inside.
He played this so well. Look, the little tuck right here. And then just the back and forth pre-firing, waiting for that Gecko flash to come over the top. Wonderful.
The timing on that was perfect. It was Howdong who had left Kong showers, rotates back over it. The dizzy paves the way. We often talk about how Valorant is a family affair. We've got a couple of family members standing by for an interview.
I've got 2 familiar faces with me right here next to the stage. I have Auntie Pro, who is Jing's mom, and I have Excurate, Forsaken's brother, and you saw him on stage not too long ago as well. How are you guys enjoying Shanghai?
Very good. I like it here. Much better than Korea.
Oh, wow. Well, I know that you love Shanghai. Forsaken, I know this is a...
Wow.
You look like your brother, by the way. I know this is a bit of a nostalgia trip for you. You haven't been here for 7 years, is that right?
Yeah, it's been 7 years. Exactly 7 years I've come to Shanghai, so I'm enjoying my trip a lot after I finish my games. I'm just traveling a lot of good food and then meeting my old friend and something. It's really fun for me.
Oh wow, that must be that must evoke such memories, right? And Auntie Pearl, I see that you have your props here as well. Did you make this? You said you have an interesting story about this prop.
Because this one was from last year. I brought it all along, and then the team has been very lucky. So yeah, it's here, it's back.
Oh my gosh, so this has traveled pretty much all over the world with you.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a legacy prop indeed. And Forsaken, the score right now is pretty close. So what do you think of the rest of the map?
I was hoping, of course, PRX to win this game. Even I have a lot of friends in AG also, but still, I want Epic to win this tournament. So I hope, especially for Jason, I hope he can regain his confidence because I know he's been stressed a lot yesterday. He talked to me, but I just telling him like, just don't care about it because he need to be reset and just play with his full confidence for today match.
That's right. Just relax. You heard it from your big brother. So let's see if PRX can close this one out.
Relaxing is much easier contemplated than completed when you're tied at 6-6 with elimination on the line. I mean, yeah, just relax, bro. What do you got to lose? It's fine.
And I'll tell you who's not relaxed. It's Kong. He was very active in the communication, just talking to his team, yapping like crazy. And that's a good sign for a player like him. I mean, he's really bringing the energy into this arena, into his team. That could just be the difference maker as well in a series like this when there's so much on the line. Elimination. Pride between the two teams. They played each other so much.
last bout did go the way of EDG. But the problem is, they've now turned back over to the attack side, which, again, was a pain point for them yesterday. What adjustments did they make?
It's such a good wall to just delay any type of hookah rush or presence. And that flash to re-walk in, that's proactive.
The protocols were really nice, but the armor on
Wah, something aimnya.
Those shots just didn't hit the mark for something.
I mean, he dinked him, but he had light armor in Classic. That's, yeah, that's what decides that. That's just crazy. It seemed like they had everything prepared.
Nice thing, nice thing. 3K.
Goes down. Jing and Dubai cleaned it up.
Nice, 4K.
As PRX get the pistol.
4 for Jing into that round. That calmness pushing through.
Wah, si Lia nyender juga kayak Dape.
A lot of EDG's demise was against proactivity. This was a double proactive fight here. Just something. Then all of a sudden it's Jing on the rotate from A side. All 3 players pushing hookah. That frenzy could be so deadly in close range battles like that.
I'm excited for the rest of his defensive half though, because that, I mean, you highlighted it. The
Ayo,
harbor wall with
Borbaken.
the flash on the other side is so cool.
This is also very cool from EDG. Hero buying KANAN, this Bulldog. We've seen in NA at least Oxy doing this quite a bit with C9. And it paid out dividends. They could really catch PRX off guard. Oh, they know now.
It's a heavy investment. The nade, not quite deep enough. But they've got him crunch. Something is here, but he's got nothing but an outlaw. But they're going to continue to push the matter. All playing outside of this TP. Weapons have been upgraded. Mindfreak's the only one who's got a rifle on the other side.
This is so awkward for PRX, and now when you're going against an outlaw, nobody has armor or the HP to deal with this. It's a one-shot kill. Smoggy can do some real damage. But they're so split right now.
Toxins going up.
I mean, even Chichu, a Spectre, can nuke down Forsaken or Mindfreak. Forsaken only has a Ghost.
But he's going to get so much info as to where the play is. And if he can get away with one, just one, that's a victory.
Oh, he has to back up now.
30 seconds left.
The thing is, he only spotted one. So Mindfreak has to stay A. Unaware of the fact that both members of EDG have huddled up together. As the smokes go down.
Such
now,
a close round.
13 seconds left. The paranoia out. It's not going to tag Forsaken. Still playing on the other side of it. This pain from Mindfreak not connecting. The warning shots have been delivered though, and they've got to understand that's where the pressure's coming from. Forsaken on the swing. Mindfreak will clean him up, leaving Chichu all on his own. Spectre still in hand. 70 HP.
Wah, senjata ketahuan.
But the reposition is really nice from Chichu. He has too many things he has to clear, and not enough time to do it all.
That little barrel, I thought that was going to be the dagger into PRX. And then he would just have to play in the middle of sight, wait for the drop for Forsaken. It ended up working against him. That's so tough. But a really good eco round for EDG. That Bulldog round, it makes it so PRX, if they want to invest into this, they're going to be broken the next round. That got scrappy. I like that EDG are ready for the proactivity from PRX. And it wasn't that clean for PRX as well. If they want to do punches like that, I mean, you got to have more utility. The timing has to be a little bit better.
They're always decisive with it, though. You got to give them that. Oh, that second satchel did not go the way it was intended to go.
You see the layers of utility. A Gecko Molly, an Omen Flash, a Sky Flash, all to set up KANAN to get that initial exchange, to come out on top, potentially get an entry.
Keep a close eye on that, because you imagine they're going to do it once more. KANAN still pushing his way forward. Forsaken on the other side. Won't be around much longer.
The man just doesn't die to judges.
You hear Wingman going forward. Jing has played this position so well, man. He buys his time and he strikes when everything is right. And now the showstopper not going to connect. I don't know where that rocket went.
Mindfreak took the head off of Howdong, so couldn't get value. Yeah, couldn't get value there. With Smoggy, the reposition on short here, and nobody just finessing through the smoke. He finds the timing.
It's so perfect. Divide falls 2v2. Nobody's Left in a 1v1. Mindfreak waiting on the other side. He's got that Guardian in hand.
He's playing it so well.
He's buying so much time.
Wah, kelamaan.
The bobbing and weaving from nobody in that 1v1. It kind of just felt like he had a hard read on the situation on Mindfreak. He played that superb. King, I mean, he really opened up this retake for his team. But nobody, he was the difference maker.
These are those little 1v1s that we talked about yesterday, that we talked about at the beginning of the half, that just weren't going EDG's way. They're starting to turn.
And that's when playing against a team like EDG can be scary, because they do have really good fundamentals. They have good discipline in a lot of those moments.
And they've got fraggers.
Sambil kerja.
So if they can put all of those things together, like they have so far, they've got a shot at this. Again, a really nice set of utility. The paranoid, the flash around the corner, and now the dog.
The nade will delay them momentarily, but there's still so much utility.
Cool. Those satchels, not able to get him into safety. The spam on the other side is the guns from PRX just not holding up.
And now he can get Seekers if he grabs that orb before the bomb goes down.
Something's got to judge, but at that distance, deciding not to fire.
I've got your trail.
Opting for the kill potentially instead.
Just secure the round. I don't mind using these Seekers as well. It could set you up to get those kills easier.
A lot of space here that they're going to have to take, and with all of the guns on the other side, I mean, that cove will certainly happen. How on?
Wait.
Oh, this has gotten messier than it should have. Chichu and Smog.
Wah, gak kena.
But that got really ugly for a second.
You can't count PRX out ever, and that's why the Seekers were invested early on. I don't blame nobody for using them in that round whatsoever. And PRX have just been force buying into these rounds back to back to back. Even with scrappy guns, they've made it to a 2v2.
And Forsaken reads them like a book, man. As soon as the clove goes down, they've got to challenge it, right? There's no way you just let that effuse come through. And so we're tied at 8. 2 ults on the side of EDG. They've been so much more decisive than they were yesterday. These attack halves have been so much more refreshing.
No hesitation. They're not worried about getting outshot, out-manipulated. They're just showing and going right now.
They have a plan and they are sticking to it.
Look at this, all the utility.
It's the same set of utility we saw in the previous round.
And when you condition utility like that, it really can set up the future round. So they're looking at the long haul right now.
There may not be much more of the long haul left of this map. KANAN going forward with rocket in hand, will connect on the Jing.
Chef's kiss.
Perfectly played, and look at where Smoggy is. Only able to find one though.
Oh.
Somehow, something gets 2. KANAN on the snap, and something with the 3rd. Leaving a star on his own to settle the shots. Something with 4 and PRX with 9.
He just got, what, 3-4 wallbang kills? That was through CT spawn. And you see players go for that, but it usually doesn't go their way. Maybe a little bit of luck. Getting 2 players with that.
We're going to look at it one more time.
Look at this. He did see the tracers, but to get 2?
Yeah, that's...
Wah, gelo.
Oh my goodness. Spams to get the kills.
4K, cuk.
It's so hard to beat PRX when they win rounds like that. It's what are you supposed to do? You can't do anything about it. And now you're on an eco round.
The ecos have been messy though.
That's a good opener.
Yeah, but the second kill the other way. Not creative what they need. Something playing up close on the other side of this wall. Puts the Lear out, gives the space up. Meanwhile, PRX slowly tightening around the map.
Proactivity from PRX. Pushing too short. But Smoggy, he was checking flank. He just goes back.
Mindfreak can have a feast with this, and that's exactly what he does.
Nice.
She's just satcheling forward.
Nice.
Right on his head. Yep. Seen that one before from this guy.
And so
Ya, gak ngambil.
a very quick precursor as to what we've got.
Gak
There are a lot of
ngambil.
vaults in play here, and we're nearing the end of this map. PRX hanging on to a 2-round lead. They've got the reckoning.
Dia gak ngambil. Ngeter senjata.
And you can really invest all these ults into this round because it'll put EDG on such a bad buy for the next that you're sitting on almost match point at that point. I mean, you are sitting at match point. You should be at least.
And Jing's halfway, more than halfway to his rocket as well. So even if you invest all of those, that's still something that's going to have to be considered later. PRX have set themselves up very nicely.
EDG need to try to bait out at least one of these ults early on and not die, not drop early. If you invest the Viper's Pit off the rip here, I mean, well, it might not be good because the ultimates from the other side, they can just cycle them.
We're about to find out how that plays out. Jing getting up top and dropping on him, but nobody had his back.
So clutch.
The pit's still up. Can it be dodged by that? The TP out. Pit still in play. Something on the flank. Smoggy waiting. But is he aware of how close he is? Drops down, not able to settle the shots. PRX still with the fight into this, but they've got to get past this pit.
It's too hard.
The biggest thing in their way here.
Player standing.
A 1-for-1.
What?
Something left to his own devices. Playing his time as best as he can.
Not even going for it.
No, at this point. Is he even going to get away with the gun? No. Chichu hunts him down.
Kagak belakang. Ente dah si Ilya. Kayak si saya player kemarin.
And for PRX, they wasted so many ults in that scenario.
Dude, nobody
so
saves that round.
Yeah, he does.
Because Chichu was the one he was hunting for, and he almost had him.
PRX jumped the gun too early in that retake, and EDG took full advantage of that.
One round between the two. PRX still with 2 ults. You know, we talked so much in the previous round about the setup that PRX have for themselves from an ult perspective, but EDG are slowly getting near a fever pitch with all of theirs. Howdong, Kong, and nobody.
If they can win this next round, the economy of PRX is going to be in shambles, and they might not even have to invest any of those ults, but they can get a lot of them online.
They're committing to this A. They're committing to this A, and it's a 1-for-1. Meanwhile, the Reckoning will continue to cause problems, but Howdong manages to sidestep all of it. Nobody does too.
What a good split. And now, with that dog being proactive in the CT spawn, they have the info that both players should be on the flank.
And they've seen 2 bits of utility as well, the dog and now the flash.
They're too disciplined in these scenarios. Their post-plant win rate is sky high.
It was good yesterday, it continues today. There's no way for them to get in.
One enemy remaining.
The reflink from Smoggy, it's clinical.
Something again will try to save. He wasn't successful in the previous round. And I don't even think he really has a shot at it this time. Deals a little bit of damage. They're gonna get out, right?
Just in time. Smoggy's so good, Doug. This guy's sitting at 20 kills on Omen Bind. All momentum going the way of EDG now. Look at that opener on the Jing.
It was steady.
It's so clean.
No micro adjustment of the crosshair, nothing like that. Just steady swings right into it. It's literally perfect. You're absolutely right. So now a timeout called again. We're tied at 10, and that's all that PRX have left. If there's another timeout, it will come courtesy of Edward Gaming.
EDG on a really good spot right now to bring this one home in front of the home crowd, win their first map in this arena, in this tournament. PRX, that round, what, 2 rounds ago, that one was, it was just rough. It's rough losing a round like that. You invested the Brim ult. Your timing wasn't quite there on the retake, and if your timing's not there against a team like EDG, they do really well in the post plant, playing off of each other, playing the crossfire game. And then Smoggy going for the reflanks like that. Now we're seeing why EDG decided to switch off the Brim and put this man on the Omen.
Just so much more ability to get active.
Caution here.
And sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, and Omen's a controller that can do that.
Oh, they're gonna go aggressive into sand, and that's where they are. Jing has a rocket in hand. Something can flash through the wall. This setup is gonna be devastating if they commit to it. KANAN tries to get away, and he's managing to dodge the rocket. PRX put a lot into the back of that punch, and EDG slip it. Now they can reset.
Yeah, it's that push and pull. And that thrash was picked up again, so they're able to use more utility now to clear out more space if they decide to do so.
Dude, to go from that start in the round to nothing, no sound being made.
You want more? Here's
A flash to confirm there wasn't a flame coming through. And now Thrash, as you mentioned, getting its second cycle out. Something
Wah,
into
nading
there.
na buddy.
Nobody down to 12 HP.
Almost got his head taken off.
Just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, suddenly a freeze to the round now.
Again? I think that's twice.
They're so worried about flank, as they should be. That's a fake TP.
Do they bite?
No, they're not. There's a rotation coming in from Mind Freak, but the utility from EDG.
You're right, he's already head to B. Something popping the ult. Trying to get across. EDG are slowing things down. This has been a problem for them before. If they can settle though, they should be okay. Forsaken is still going to be on the rotate, but the kills all coming through from
Wah, dah pai. Aus bolu, pai.
Now the controller utility is
Lis, bolu, Lis, kanan bawah.
by Perch over the top. Smoggy has to frag his way out of this, but he's surrounded.
Nice.
Get to 11.
Put.
A good hunker down from PRX, just holding hookah. Something he got picked off early there, but the trade's going PRX's favor. This is that beginning. Such a good job from KANAN, not going down to that rocket, being dropped down to 5 HP. But it's that timing of when EDG just seem to not know what to do in the round and they're just stuck in a corner where it just works against them.
So issues reared their ugly head yesterday. And that feels like the first time we saw hints of that, right? First time we saw any inkling of things like that.
Yeah.
So PRX, a lead late in map 1.
And this is such a cool setup. You have two players on different elevations. You have a Brimstone back sight, a Harbor close up. The showstopper, it could kill one, but it should be traded.
He's got to get out of there. There's the rocket invested.
Wow.
Again, the satchel utility's just so good, man.
And you're not ready for something on top Chuck after Jing has fallen off.
Apparently you're not ready for Forsaken.
Whoa, gelo.
A flawless round for PRX.
From start to finish, that setup was
Gitu
so
dong,
beautiful,
Jing.
so clean. So close they can taste it. For sure.
Oh, time out ya.
And the Reina flash to back him up as well. That was textbook for PRX. This will be the last time out for Edward Gaming that you were speaking of. They played a really, really good map so far. It's just these exchanges where PRX come out ahead. They're just so clutch.
Man, what's the plan on the other side of this? You think for EDG here, for this to be as competitive as it was, in the shadows of yesterday, you've got to feel really good about your performance so far. And then you remember, we've played them before. The last time we played them, we beat them. We beat them on this map. And yeah, the compositions are a little different, but a lot of that feeds into confidence going into the map. And for them to have a couple of these 1v1s go their way and to get this close really feels like this map, if it doesn't go their way, that's an opportunity lost. That's something slipped.
It's such a tough spot to be in because you've done so many things right. And sometimes it's just not in your control. Sometimes you play against a team like PRX that just, you know, there's so many heroics from individual players. And then when you lose a round like that to a setup where they're all playing together.
They just satcheled both of them up with one satchel.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
The previous round something was up on front. And the outlaw buy for Forsaken here. There's a lot of players on light armor right now for EDG.
Yeah, this buy is not great. And of course, something goes aggressive. Tries to turn the flash coop in his face, cannot find any.
Ilya, yang bener aja.
EDG.
And that's a big first step. If they want to take this to OT, that's a massive start. But Forsaken has not been taken off of his perch.
And when EDG freeze into these rounds, so far in this match, they haven't really backed up and gone the other way.
Yeah.
So on the opposite side of the map, the Vi got info, and Forsaken now is proactive.
But KANAN is too aggressively going forward. Mike trying to slam the door on the round. And does his damage. Jin cannot find the target. Device left to rotate back A. With a Phantom in hand. Full health, full armor. How does he get past through this? Smoggy's weak, yeah. Nobody's taking a little bit of damage, yeah. But a 1v3 is a big ask. They've got money, so why not go for it? 2 away from Seeker, so why not go for it? But he doesn't find a single thing other than the bullet between his eyes. EDG are still alive.
Oh my Smoggy. Even on the TP on the site, I mean, his barrel was in the face of another player. Executes him. And this is that good utility use from EDG. This time when they freeze in the round, that was scrappy for sure. But Smoggy came out on top. But this time when they freeze, it works to their benefit. They wait. And they wait for the utility. They allow nobody to get onto the site because of the Omen smoke.
Last round of regulation. And again, a heavy stack from PRX, A short. Both duelists. And a controller. Left to hold the line. I mean, they're all here and they're all playing on this tiny little sliver on the other side of the wall. Forsaken so far up here. Meanwhile, pushing all the way up into showers. The orbital strike will send them apart. Smoggy will fall. And Forsaken, the space he had taken was so good. A 5v2 now. It's disaster. They crumble.
Woohoo!
They cannot stand. Map 1 goes away at Pacific's #1 seed.
What a map for both teams.
Ayo siapa yang buat track? Oh, Forsaken ya, buat track ya. Forsaken kamu melet ya. Yang buat track
melet.
Bang Jason melet ya. Gila banget guys. Gila banget guys. Lah kok hilang? Bentar guys, kok hilang sih? Hilang kok ini? Lah, kenapa hilang layarnya kocak? Kenapa hilang layarnya kocak? Sih, ntar dulu guys. Pukulin layar nih. Hey, jangan dipukulin. Guys, aku tuh mau ambil mie ayam guys. Kalian mau nungguin gak guys? Aku mau ngambil mie ayam, aku mau manasin. Terus aku mau beli spaghetti dulu di Itali. Terus itu aku ke Perancis. Ke Perancis beli keju. Terus abis itu aku menjelajahi dari Sabang sampai Merauke. Terus habis itu gua mau giveaway enggak, frosting ada. Iya dah ya. Beli kejunya di mana? Iya meet buru ditungguin ya udah. Tunggu guys. Sambil ini enggak sih kalian sambil menikmati apa ya? Enggak ada guys, enggak ada yang bisa dinikmati guys. Ntar kalau ada yang lainnya bilang aja gua lagi ngambil mie ayam, ambil aja gitu. Ntar ya.
Oke, kita lihat update Valorant GG. Stop juda ya adik-adik, jangan dipencet ini anjing.
rungkat guys. Mia rungkat guys. Mitia sebenarnya cowok. Hey Tipnu. Kalian kalau nggak percaya aku cewek atau cowok, saksinya Candy ya guys. Aku tuh dekat banget sama Candy. Kita udah pernah menjelajahi beberapa ramen, kan, terus kulineran gitu. Kurang ajar lo ya. Candy kan gay. Astagfirullah. Hey Kevin, jangan bocor kata gue. Bener sih. Makanya kan Hamdan. Enggak. Info mie ayam cina. Enggak deh, enggak mie ayam deh. Kak, minum aja gak sih? Minum yang enak-enak aja. Gas. Minum yang enak-enak. HP gue lowbat ya Allah, nanti gambarnya nge-stuck. Bentar guys. Kak, kalau lowbat gue gak ada gambar. Mulai dulu. Maaf. Biasalah. Hujan itu ya guys, rumahnya tuh jauh banget cuy, kabupaten anjir. Jauh kata gue. Kayak kenapa ngambil rumah di sana ya kata gue ya. Yang manis-manis nih sih guys, yang manis-manisnya sampai abang yang nganterin gue Gojek nih kayaknya udah bosan gitu. Anjing nih orang hari ini udah.
Wawancara.
I mean, they're a very good team first of all, you know, and home crowd, you know. So we came in here prepared to struggle, so to speak. I think they come through us off a little bit. We expected a cipher, you know, so we prepared for that. And then having to play with Omen, and we had to get used to the fact that like, they could really take control of wherever they wanted to go. And that's something that we don't see much in Asia, so it was difficult.
Well, of course, they won't go down without a fight, but neither will you.
Well, you heard it from Coach Alex. They were thrown for a loop. I'm now joined by Mimi and Kukuga once again. They weren't 100% prepared, but this is PRX, right? They still find a way.
Yeah, I felt like this was PRX back in like the PRX form. They make a slight change to their comp, but still the core of it is the same. The way that they can path on their attack side with this composition, especially with that harbor in the mix, is really incredible. That propelled them to a massive lead, and they managed to close out in the end too.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't an easy task, right? Because we saw some brilliant moments from the side of EDG. In fact, in that game, even though they lost, they had 18 first bloods. So just imagine, it's always the chance of the comeback for PRX and actually being there for the trade.
But that's where we saw the PRX individuals stepping up in these late rounds. Players like something like Jing were saving round after round for PRX.
And speaking of those individuals, I felt like we could have had so many things for the HyperX reflex moment of the day, but this one goes to the wallbang of something.
I mean, it's just so impressive because I bet with one bullet, he gets 2 kills in that one angle that everybody spends, but most likely will not get anything and something like
Si ngobrol anjing. Ntar dah.
Kalau gua stain lu baru muncul lagi ya. Meat Oreo Pikachu kok enak ya? Mau gua belum nyobain, Cuk. Emang enak? Rasa apa sih? Pisang, nanas. Nah, Oreo rasa nanas gimana ya? Caranya jadi hijau gimana? Tolong Kak baca. Join member kata gua. Ada 6 tahi lalat tadi. Hah? Halo Meat, halo Onin. Like dulu guys. Benar tuh Kevin. Kak, aku pure baru di sini. Gimana, Cak? Mulai. Dan kebanyakan minum kopi atau lambung lo rusak kayak teman saya. Sama lambungnya naik mulu tuh kalau lagi minum kopi. Aduh, dewa, bener sih. Makanya gue tuh harus makan dulu kalau mau minum kopi. Dan gak tiap hari ya. Enggak sih, gue hampir tiap hari sih minum kopi. Tapi gue harus makan dulu. Perut gue gak mungkin kosong. Gak boleh. Rasa nanas. Gak tahu. Join member gak sih? Enggak ya. Join member bener. Lu tuh good boy, bener anjir. Kriji. Tapi toleransi kafein orang beda-beda sih. Itu gue setuju. Wih, di MVP-nya tuh. Lah, enggak. Bot frag-nya Haodong. Haodong melet dulu gak sih? Melet tag aku ya, Bang Haodong. Nitia VTuber. Kopi hitam tanpa gula pagi hari sebelum makan bagus nih buat diet. Benar, tapi tidak bagus untuk lambungnya karena nggak semua lambung kuat. Jadi mendingan green tea kayaknya. Atau enggak ya minum air aja. Kalau baju pink gini penuh. Hey Nizar. Bukan K-pop, halo, VTuber kecil. Bener Fauzi. Yang buat track melet. Ini melet nih. Bang Haudong nih. Enggak, Bang Forsaken boleh. Melet ya. Beli bajunya di mana? Di Tokopedia, guys. Atau mending makan kopi aja, udah gila lu Astarot. Mid beli baju di mana? Tadi udah ya. Jing punggung berat. Hey. Semuanya equal ya guys. Selfie melet dulu yang buat track ya. Green tea rasa rumput. Ada gitu orang ngomong green tea rasa rumput. Ada gitu. Hari ini mabar apa party rusuh? Enggak sih guys. Ntar ini colokan gua. Nah, jersey-nya berapaan? Coba cek di Tokopedia guys. Entah kenapa gue 5 tahun lebih minum Monster, kalian hampir sudah gila lo, Widi, sumpah udah gila lo. Tuhan masih sayang sama lo. 700 ribuan ya, ada yang ngomong tuh harganya 700 ribuan ya guys ya. Ada yang bilang green tea bau rumput karena salah olahannya. Kalau di atas ada yang aneh PRX biasanya. Jangan gitu Rifki, lu nggak tahu VCT tahun lalu gimana tuh si main freak, wah gila sih kata gue. Apalagi Astra di Pearl, waduh legendary itu gitu. Legendary nggak sih? Legendary clutch, waduh clutch master bro. Nggak tahu aja. Nyaman nggak Mit pakai bahan jasnya? Nyaman dong. Nyaman. Adem aja sih kalau gue mah. Nih. Adem aja. Sumpah lo Mit, yang benar. Iya. Bener. Itu orang Sunda bukan? Itu bisa bahasa Sunda mah. Cuma bisa. Nggak jadi deh. Jangan guys, ini stream PRX gitu ya. Jangan buat gue berkata yang aneh-aneh teman-teman.
On the attack last time they played Sunset
lanjut dulu.
These really strong late round retakes, if they still have that stage wall, especially blocking off, sticking that defuse. They're super disruptive team on this map.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that we need to see a little bit of the EDG that we just saw in Bind in comparison to what we saw against Heretics and Sunset. I want to see them more proactive, more decisive, and sometimes you just gotta send it. And especially when the other team is not playing with a Cypher on this map, getting to that post punch should be their #1 priority. We were meaning before about them not being able to get the spike down. That has to be the #1 priority for them right now.
I mean, that's my question. You guys already figured out how to beat PRX. Do you think EDG have ticked any of those things off the box?
I have more faith after seeing the switch up in map #1. I think they had really good game planning, and I like the comp change. I'm hoping they've had the same sit down to talk about how they're gonna vary their Sunset today.
Well, it's gonna be a change,
Yeah. They went into the Astra against Heretics. Maybe they were not completely sure about that. I think the Chicho is an amazing Viper. So maybe putting him here will allow them to regain that space, to use in that toxin screen to at least create a bit more pressure.
And last time they played, I think the pressure got to them in front of the Chinese crowd, the last hope of China. Now here in this match, they look themselves. They're playing confident, they're playing good. They almost took map #1, but this is going to be rough now. They have to bring everything out to try and have a chance at recovery here. If not, it'll be elimination for our last Chinese team.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle no matter what happens from here. Even if they can secure Sunset, they've got Split as well as a map 3. And PRX, they are a very, very resilient opponent. Let's find out if this one can make it to a map 3 and send it back to your casters. Here's Dog and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Insu. Jing, the last 2 times he has played on the international stage, has been met with defeat. It was at Champs, and then it was at Madrid. Now, he's potentially 1 map away from getting that monkey off of his back in the face of a crowd that's obviously cheering for EDG, in the face of the history of their matchups, in the face of the last way this series went when these 2 squads clashed.
Okay.
But this could be something special. The Desk talked a lot, Dre, about how EDG looked rough the last time they played track on Sunset, and this map really kind of lends itself to the chaos that PRX like to play with.
And the composition that they like to play with as well. It's so explosive, they're on the defense, but when those retakes come through, it's going to be in full effect for PRX. And EDG, they opted to switch to the Viper, which I actually like a lot for them, because they're able to do these walk-ups that I was speaking of in the last match that they couldn't do. But PRX, they're so proactive. They do get contact here.
They back right on up. Dizzy popping off.
There we go. That slow and then explosive approach. They're going to go for even more here. KANAN.
Remember, the post lane is where they find success, but this time they're trying to get a little aggressive ahead of it. The kills are traded, though, something giving PRX the advantage. They got to what they needed, but it was with a little bit of aggression and a couple of bodies also along the way. EDG have thrived in post plants, but they're down in numbers.
They have the info though. They push spawn.
Smoggy
flash connected though.
Smoggy getting tagged. The Thrash going forward. They thought he was going to funnel out on the other side. He's gotten it down to 1. The wall goes up. There's really nothing waiting on the other side though. Something falls. Can Mindfreak win this out on his own? Settling shots on the first. Crosshair swinging onto the second. Out on patient on the
timing anjir.
Could have been worse. EDG get the pistol.
A big pistol win for EDG to set the pace on this attacking side of Sunset.
Timing.
Creep up into elbow and then explode onto the site with the Gecko Flash. But the key difference here was the disruption of the actual retake. Pushing spawn here, even after they were down numbers, and just playing off of each other. Smoggy again, he hasn't missed a beat all series long. He did so much that round with the classic. Right clicking in and out, staying alive. I mean, he barely took any damage at all.
A fast pace hit here.
And a fast entry from KANAN.
Oh, they're turning the other way.
Wow, gokil.
They strike the other way.
Good trades from EDG to settle the round here. Divide, he's just stuck on the other end of this trip. Howdog will get the info now that that's broken. Look, all 3 players of EDG are gearing up, ready to swing off of Howdong's contact.
Wah, hampir.
They don't even need to. And he was pretty quiet last map, so it's good to see him heating up a little bit, getting a little bit more comfortable on this stage in this series. The IGL. What a fast, explosive entry from EDG, and the change of pace already. They're in the driver's seat, finally on their attacking side. They're not playing this super slow game where they just get delayed with 10 seconds left in the round. They're forced to try to plant the bomb.
Dapat Forbaken. Let's go.
Rifles, light armor on Divide and Forsaken. And of course, as I call his name, delivers a kill.
Jeez. Peeked into a firing squad right there. Okay.
What apa ya?
EDG really tried fighting mid here. I mean, the axes on the minimap tell the tale.
And to be fair for EDG in that round, or in this round, it's not over yet, but they had a chance to get some kills in those exchanges.
Sure.
The shots just didn't go their way this time. You know, they ran into a firing squad. But when you drive peek into top mid like that, it's kind of what you're set up for. You kind of want that.
Right, you want the fight. And you expect the shots to go your way. Something was one of the weaker remaining members. To be fair, there are a lot of them.
Yeah. PRX will clean up that round, Jing, with 3 to his name. It was a mid-fight from start to finish. Everybody died.
Nice.
And now they'll have a full buy. A little bit of damage done for EDG, showing PRX that, you know, we like to contact mid, we like to contact A into elbow. We'll also explode onto A. A lot of different looks that PRX have to be wary about now, going into the future rounds.
This is a different look too.
Yeah, a new Viper wall. Exactly.
Oftentimes when that Viper wall goes A, there's a fault line, there's satchels, there's a dizzy. Oh, but I love this. This time they don't make any noise, but PRX gladly take that fight and come out on top.
KANAN almost had that opener too. He caught something on the tap of his own eye there. Just didn't go his way. Good shots from something, but he gets traded out by Howd on top mid. And now with Cypher full info the way of EDG. They can really maneuver around the map, and that's why you see players taking all that A space.
I love the way that PRX just handled that. It made him look like they were going to go mid. As soon as the second tick goes through, they rotate back.
Nice.
Forsaken is ahead of the
Berbaken.
punch.
That's why. Exactly what you just said. That's the opener for Forsaken, and now they have man advantage in the retake.
Ult committed. Jing looking to find a target. He's found plenty of space. But Howdong's left alone. He's gotten one, but that's
Nice.
Again, that little half a second hezzy mid off of that Cypher ult got them that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Forsaken was able to just sneak right in there, get that initial kill, get out. Now you have man advantage. Oh, so close.
Yeah,
KANAN was
right.
so close on that kill.
The value of that smoke.
For these future rounds, you imagine EDG are going to try to bait out that fault line
Yeah,
and then walk into space.
Clutch man prick.
That's what we would like to see from them, yeah.
Nevertheless, that was a really clean retake from PRX after being man up.
Divide with an open hands this round. Light armor. Currently focused on mid, while EDG have eyes set B.
Wah, di situ ternyata.
Good cam break off the rip of the round from Mindfree.
And something has taken so much space here. Creeping around mid, they're gonna have to deal with that trip. Divide gets up top and
What? Sebenarnya?
has to get back down. By the skin of his teeth, I thought he was gonna survive, but he spammed through. Mindfree now filling in on the space. Will get his one and gets away. Forsaken on the swing. Also getting a couple.
Wah, Cici udah berdua.
Going to 1v1 and something is going the entire round.
It's just a PRX round. It's so chaotic.
Hah?
And it's so hard to be watching every single thing at once. They attack you from all sides. I mean, you just killed somebody on top of that connector box. And then all of a sudden, Mindfreak's up there as well. You have to be worried about so much when you're playing against PRX.
And then you've got to deal with the flank.
Yeah, they just...
Priska ikut. Pak. Pap. Priska ikut. Coba tanyain dulu kalau dia ikut boleh deh.
But EDG are showing they can accelerate the pace a little bit as well.
Fault line did connect on a Kong, which will slow the round down a little bit here. Buy time for PRX to get info B main. There was no Cypher Cam in B main this round, so it's kind of a read for PRX that this is a lean towards A, but they're willing to give the site. They have really good ultimates for this retake. Yeah, Breach ult, Thrash, and an early Thrash to clear out Howdong here.
And they've got him surrounded once more.
Really good utility.
I don't think that, Paranoid connected, but it doesn't matter.
Who's that?
Weaponry on the other side is just not enough as Jing continues to push the pace. Just when they know they've got EDG in a corner, they suffocate them.
It's so smothering to play against. He's just running at your face.
I mean,
lo, main trik. Free banget.
Checks his 50 as he walks into elbow.
And something with the Thrash, even in the beginning on the flank, to make sure nobody gets picked off early by Howdong. He knows that he can just bring it back around and pick it up and use it again if no one's there. It's so heads up. Beautiful Valor being played right now for PRX. And much like the last map, EDG do a timeout around the 4-2 mark. There it is.
First one burned. EDG down 2. And then there was concern about how EDG played their attack halves and how slow it was and how it really felt like they just kind of were for one-track mind, right? We've seen a lot of differences out of EDG this time around, though. They've been a lot more decisive, they've been a lot more aggressive, and they've shown variety in how they like to approach things. But, Dre, it seems like PRX, they still are just so far ahead of what EDG are trying to do.
If they don't see a camera in B main after seeing the previous round with a walk-up, they kind of have an idea of what's going on around the map. They know no one's at B main. That gives the confidence to the team to go for a mid-fight, and then once the mid-fight's not there from the opposing side of EDG, they know it's A. So if you're EDG, you kind of need to run like a 4-1 setup. Maybe have Howdong on a lurk, and just control the opposite sides of the map to know if PRX are getting that info in B main, in mid.
Hey.
I'm not telling how
Apa
to
itu?
ones against the firepower of PRX, but you need to know.
Gambar nge-lag, iya gue lagi handphone bentar.
Maybe have Howdong to be ahead of what you're just control the opposite sides of the map.
Oke, bentar guys, udah mau nyampe. Tunggu ya.
In B main, in mid. You don't even have to take the aim.
Ya, ada yang ngeliat.
Try to catch an angle.
Where's that operator again? I mean he could very well still do so with that.
Kong has his too. The attack side up. Currently posted up mid. As nobody has gone exploring around elbow. Mindfreak is the only one close by.
Wah.
Nice shots, but the op trading on the other side.
Great trade.
That'll win that every time.
He saw his elbow and Jing on the re-swing wasn't ready for Kong's operator.
Bolting off of that.
Nice.
And it never goes off.
Welcome to my world.
And now there's the pit they're gonna have to deal with. But honestly, if Forsaken plays around this, gets a kill onto Howdong, there may be a shot at, but it's Howdong who comes out on top. Cypher ult used. Something in Divide will try to get this back. They've got the money and they have the weaponry to do it. They're down in numbers. They don't have that advantage.
You did good. You kind of just have to pray that you're going to spam the Viper through the smoke at this point if you're PRX. But he steps out of it.
Whoa.
Ahead of it. Nicely played.
Confidence like that. You want to keep popping shots in my smoke? I'll bring the fight to you, buddy. That's the operator. Out of play as well.
Chichu will fall.
Yeah, and something should just save this off in this round. EDG are so good when they get the bomb down. The desk was talking about it. I've been talking about it. And a nice round from EDG. Kong, I think he jumped the gun a little bit too early there with the showstopper, but that did give his team the information of where players were playing. They realized that Forsaken was playing all the way in spawn, off the site.
Si Kanglo pakai apa tuh? Tangannya hebat nih.
And this little sidestep right here, that was so clean from nobody.
Gelo, Kang.
Really nice too.
And in the last series, I kind of foreshadowed that EDG liked to play an attack side operator on Kong, and sometimes he'll just go up and take space by himself. They never had the economy to be able to do that in the last series, but now that they're actually putting up a fight, they're able to have these different type of looks.
No attack side off this time around. Something has his, and man, nobody never had a shot.
That was so fast.
Cukup boleh.
No attack side off this time around.
Dar, mau dar langsung.
Nobody never had a shot.
That was so fast. And that's the initiator down for EDG. So you kind of have to contact into anywhere now, and there's a setup from PRX.
As soon as we're taking a contact, Jing can swing, or he just gets the kills by himself and divides with it as well.
It's beautiful.
I mean, you set it up super well. That was very impressive. That was very PRX. Jing's decision there, but PRX hit around. You're right. As soon as the initiator goes down, they have to.
There's no other option.
And it just so happened that they were leading into the 3 that PRX had there. That crossfire set was gorgeous.
It was, yeah, it was swing off each other. Everyone got a kill. Everyone participated. Here's that initial kill. That was a quick shot.
Yeah, if something gets that line at the beginning of the round uncontested, he's gonna punish you with it.
Even Forsaken just crouched in that little A corner. If he's standing, he probably gets his head taken off. Just that fact of just crouching in that scenario. He's so aware that EDG have to walk in and you have to break the crosshair somehow.
Ngelag deh itu. Apa dah?
Aggressive A default from Forsaken. You usually see Omen playing this spot. This time it's going to be a breach, just jump spotting. Or maybe use a flash to back up if he has to.
I think he got what he was looking for, though. He got that orb. The breach hold is so powerful, but it takes like, what, 20 ult points to get that thing going?
Yeah, I mean, but when you're popping off, like Forsaken can pop off, it makes it seem like you might have one every other round.
Yeah.
Which is so impressive.
Feels like Thrash.
Oh, another entry from something. The second to follow up.
Oh, this is the
Wow, gelo, Smoggy menyala.
Smoggy strikes. Divide's the only one who's playing back here. Has the res, but no real way to get back to anybody to bring him up unless it's through here. And again, Smoggy's on the other side. Oh, but Divide's gonna go down low. There's no way Smoggy sees this.
Now the res, Doug.
No charges.
Yeah, it seems like he is gonna invest in, or at least considering it.
He walls himself off to secure it as well.
Howdong's timing could be everything. The hop shot lands. Chichu's 10 HP are the only things standing between PRX and another round. Perfect.
Man, just
Ya, pertandingan ini yang pro PRX dikit banget nih anjir.
Just focus on the flank. The other 2 players grouped up with the rifles. And yeah, Chichu took the head off of one of the players, but the trade was just there instantly. That's that entry from something. The second follow-up. It got scrappy though. Maybe a little over-eager for PRX. EDG could have converted this if this timing didn't happen. Smoggy, if he's a second sooner to looking at that angle, maybe he gets an insta headshot onto Divide.
Yeah, maybe a little over-eager, but they live and die by this sword, man. button, so when it works great, and it's worked great up against EDG up until this point. Yeah, the first map was close, but
very aggressive. Change of pace on the defensive side. It was the AWP that got most of the entries this time around. Space gathered in mid and a delay to this B hit. Nobody outside of the smoke from EDG.
Meanwhile, everyone from PRX has already rotated back over. That delay is so good. Something's the only one who's natural bind. He has an AWP holding the middle of the map. EDG wise to it have to go through spawn.
The problem here, Doug, is that nobody stayed in B main to see that the Sage wall is up. That allows PRX to like actually maybe get ahead of this fight and pick somebody off on their actual entry.
Second round of the thrash will clear the way, elbow. Hong Kong using the last bit of mobility that he had to get aggressive ahead of it. Little green
Wah, buta.
What a fault line.
Smoggy's in a really nice spot though. Oh my goodness, what a shot! Forsaken takes his head clean off. Chichu and Haodong have to win this one on their own. Haodong was so weak.
Nice, Forsaken-nya lagi nih.
PRX up.
30 seconds
Not just in this round, but they're about to hit 7 on the map.
Forsaken might get another
ngelag goblok nih.
after this kill. Or even if he falls. There it is. Device Sage wall being up at B main allows everybody to cheat over towards that A site and disrupt the actual take of EDG. The fast flood. That was a raise they followed up, the stun. Wow. Even Smoggy there, he actually got hit by the stun before he took the TP, so he was irrelevant. He couldn't do anything. It's a beautiful play right now from PRX.
Gila.
Their play style is just so hard to play against. Such a weird composition too.
Again, this aggression is Jinx satchels forward, and this time there's everybody on the other side. EDG were all here.
No
and
way.
that level of aggression just sends a shudder down their spine. Even if Jing leaves, which he does, they've got to be afraid of what's afoot, what's at their doorstep. They've invested the Rolling Thunder as well. They're all trapped here. Can EDG stand strong? Forsaken again, patiently playing his time. He's gonna have to do it on his own.
Malah rata. Dari 350.
It was an aggressive maneuver through the middle of the map from Jing back-to-back rounds. This time, and they needed to do that because, I mean, if they don't win these battles, these gunfights, they're just gonna get smothered once more. It's just run into the blender that is PRX. The thing is EDG are playing into PRX's hand from start of the round to the end of the round. The initial reactions of EDG off of that mid fight is to speed up A, but that's kind of what PRX wanted. They want to trap you, they want to enclose you. So yeah, they won that round, but I just feel like PRX is making them make these reactionary plays, and when you EDG play reactionary, it just doesn't bode well for them.
It's just such a difficult ask to try to set the pace against PRX, man. They force you on their back foot.
I mean, even here though, with this top mid smoke, nobody walking out to actually clear mid.
Yeah, so something fills in behind it. The smoke is pointless.
They're just a layer behind right now.
No ults on the side of PRX.
Again, they're smothered once more. But if EDG can get the bomb down, we've seen them thrive in these scenarios.
Wait, what's the cue? They're gonna get that dizzy up. Oh, he gets caught by the trip.
Satchels are missed.
That was such a cool idea, but now they understand where the pressure's coming from, and EDG have to turn eyes back. Every single flash used. Haodong only gets one. Smoggy on the swing. Can't stand up either. Nobody's up, not connecting.
Wah, gila, langsung
That's
di
okay.
double pick, bagus lah.
Devi's gonna get the defuse, at least to have to spam to break the panel.
They have to push.
They've got a body bag in front of them. They hold the defuse the whole way. Devi's wall closes out.
Malah rata.
That wall got so much value. And now PRX get to set their own tempo on the attacking side.
Hey, take a look at this one more time. I mean, if not for the trip, that round is probably not that close,
yeah.
but Nicely handled by EDG to settle this last layer, though. This last part of the equation is what's just too far, too unconsidered by EDG. And so they're glad to sit behind their wall. They're glad to get to 8 rounds. Everything has gone their way. We've got an Omen player moments with Jinx standing by as we get to pick his brain a little bit here.
Kita ngiti dulu.
Too far, too unconsidered by EDG. And so they're glad to sit behind their wall. They're glad to get to 8 rounds. Everything has gone their way. We've got an Omen player moments with Jinx standing by. We get to pick his brain a little bit here.
Diffuse ya, sumpah.
I think we started off really strong, but we kind of, I guess we kind of like lost. I don't think we ever lost our like first match like this. So I mean, something new for us. But I guess every time when we lost the grand finals, we lost a team from lower bracket. So I guess this might be. I mean, I don't think I'll say I'm shocked because all of us have not played like a international in pretty long.
Gaming sih ini.
But this is all our first game in Shanghai, and G2 has played 2 games.
Jangan di jinx gak sih? Stop jinx guys. Jujur-jujuran dah, stop nge-jinx gak sih guys? Astaga, stop gak sih? Stop nge-jinx, stop kikuk-kikuk, stop ketawa lampir. Stop gak sih? Yaudah gue stop aja dah jadi streamer aja. Apa yang gue lakukan itu membawa malah petaka buat PRX. Bro. Jujur stop ketawa, yo. Ketawa gue tuh membawa kebahagiaan guys. PRX mesti dihina biar menang. Oh, jadi itu rahasia dari orang-orang yang ngechat gua, katanya ini mah easy buat EDG, PRX bakal kalah. Ini mah PRX panasnya di awal-awal dong. Oh, jadi buat itu, buat ngejinx itu. Oke, gua paham sekarang. Stop. Hey. Jangan kasih tahu Jerome soal VCT ya, guys. Jangan kasih tahu Jerome soal PRX ya, guys. Jangan, guys.
A desire, a need. Facing elimination.
Kayak FNS dong, mode diem, no reaction. Mulai nih.
Udah mulai.
Let's come back into this map.
Wah! Gak push.
Survives with his life. Just barely though. Full rotation from EDG. All members. I mean, sure, here, the paranoia is out, the dizzy over the top is really nice, and then swing, but the slow, nobody can't get out. He's forced to fight, and PRX mow him over. The counter utility from PRX, it was too clean, but they're still running into the mass amounts of EDG players. Howdong is stuck here. Again, another slower with nowhere to go. Maybe Chichu can catch a little something along the way. I don't know if the comms didn't come through there, understanding that's where the bullets were coming from, but they're trying to find safety. They're going to try and swing all the way into PRX.
Wah, gelo main freak. 2v1 lah, ini bisa nih.
Kong has taken stages by storm throughout his entire career. A desperate need to strike once more. Can Kong deliver? In front of a home crowd. It's just a pistol, but he's got to hit these shots. He's got to convert here. Finds one, but something.
Nice.
Around the corners. PRX get to 9.
PRX, they went util for util there and came out on top. That Omen flash from Mind Freak. It was everything. It made it so nobody couldn't see a single thing when he peeked. The initial fight for EDG was so good. But the counter utility was just too strong for PRX.
Berarti Jason sama Aaron 2K masing-masing. Last Ilya.
And Howdong did a great job actually getting one, even being stuck in that position.
Bos.
But this death ball from PRX, I just feel like it's gonna be too much to handle for Kong. That was a Molly miss though, so maybe PRX overlook that positioning. Oh, he's gonna run into a just guns and utility, and that Sage wall makes it just impossible to retake from A lane. Funnels everybody CT or flank.
See that wall go up, something gets dropped.
Yeah, hold on a second.
3v3?
Sheriff's finding some damage.
Wah!
They've gotten it down to another one.
Ayo 2v1.
Smoggy's 22 HP.
Smoggy low.
Takes a step back with the fall line in his face. And now Forsaken and
Oh, si
Divide. I mean, really just have to stare at this angle right here. Nicely down by Smoggy to ISO that first side, but it's just too much. PRX will get to 10. Now striking distance away from a series win.
And honestly, just wanting to get revenge from Manye, who EDG beat the last time around in Madrid. These were some really nice shots from EDG. It's not even like EDG are folding under, you know, the pressure that they had yesterday. They're really online. People are hitting shots from everybody. They've had good team play.
Whoa.
They just look so prepared. And this is their map pick. This time a more spread approach on the attacking side is PRX. They farm the orb onto Jing. That's now Jing and Forsaken and something coming up on those ultimates. By the end of this round, they might be able to put something together. The IGL, Ausdom, sitting Jing down. That could be the spark for EDG. Well, look at the opposite side of the map. This is a free A site.
But they don't have mid. And that's where EDG are filling.
And PRX don't have bomb either.
They've put the wall up. I guess they think they're safe across the middle of the map. Divide has to be careful here. As he's gonna try to cross. Hankange's gotten ahead of it. He's gonna get the kill, and that's a spike.
Whoa!
They don't know. They don't know that all the players were towards the A side of the map, so he kind of has to give bomb here. Right there. Howdong does aggress B main. That will give EDG the info that everybody was towards that A side of the map.
He's got the line. They're gonna have to swing into it. That fault line is just so good, but something will fall. Howdong now forced to swing back into the fight as the spike hits the ground once more. Mind Freak left in a 1v4. EDG played this so well, proactively taking space everywhere across the map. EDG gets
Kelebaran Eren.
Great job for EDG that opened up re-aggression into B main after the bomb is dropped.
Isinya sponsor Omen.
Really good stuff.
HP berarti.
But a bit of fortune that the bomb was not towards the A players. Had the bomb been towards the A site in the big pack of players, that's a bomb down.
Gila, mereka udah beli gaming.
A good answer back from EDG as we head into the 16th round. A bit of a scrappy buy for PRX. But they thrive in moments like this, and if they explode onto this B site, there's no trips here yet.
And in the face of a full buy from EDG, this close to closing it out.
Showstopper.
Hello.
A mess. What EDG desperately need to avoid is now knocking on their doorstep. They still have guns though, and they're healthy. But the Thrash invested. You imagine Jing will follow. Rocket online, no satchels to get any sort of space.
And no kill either.
Kena.
Meanwhile, Kong on the swing. He's now 1 point away from having his ult online. Jing up close with the stinger, avoiding the utility. Still getting a shot on nobody. He connects onto the second.
Wah, on at the
Kong again. Left to deliver for EDG. And with targets on either side, that very well may be.
Nice.
The thrifty from PRX. It was a scrappy buy, but like I said, they thrive in moments like this. This entry from Jing, that Omen flash, even the breach C to follow up, and this little intuition peek from Jing. That was so cool, Doug.
Ente dah.
He was right there
Santai dong, Alex.
time, but he knew the window of opportunity that he could have had. He took full advantage of it. EDG,
Jangan dong.
Tuh, Alex. Jangan marah-marah.
They have to bring it back. This is elimination. Home soil, home crowd advantage. PRX came ready to play today. They had something to say about their last performance, that's for sure.
They've got to close this thing out. And you can tell they've got EDG on a lifeline.
how that first map, I mean, it was packed with suspense. It was an emotional roller coaster for both teams. But the mental and the confidence going into your map pick, it's a different type of energy. Forsaken has that breach ult online. Mindfreak has the Omen ult. KanAN. He's sitting at a shorty and a Raze rocket. I think he might use it off the rip here.
No reason to leave any stone unturned, but the paranoia hits him.
He got hit by his teammate's Omen flash. I think Mindfreak also blew his as well. Maybe it was Mindfreak's.
But he's gotten so far up already, Mindfreak has. Making sure there's no flame coming around. You see the slurps coming through. The wall will go up. A little bit of cheeky gap here on the other side. Understanding where the pressure could be coming from. Haodong has fallen. The spike is down. Oh, how can EDG try to take this thing back? They've got a rifle in the hands of Smoggy.
Wow, Jing.
It's a good start.
He strikes first. Right there. The wall's still in play, and now they can sit back with Forsaken's ult. If they really want to get messy with it, Mindfreak can flip it. TP deep behind enemy lines. Instill chaos into the round. Or they just close it out.
Something.
Really nice shot out from Smoggy. It's getting messier than it should have been. Again, KanAN. Can he deliver this time? No!
Nice!
Series point.
Nah, poin nih. Jangan aneh-aneh nih kalian.
Very aggressive approach to this round. Cypher trip not broken though. So EDG, they shouldn't
Gila tuh kamera
towards this B site. And that's why you see KanAN getting a little aggressive on this
pinter
A
banget
line.
kameranya.
If PRX
Oh,
decides to
ditarik
walk
lagi
back
kameranya.
in, he might be able to get one and get out with his life. I'm curious to see if PRX invest any utility here. They won't.
Aduh.
What a flick.
He pays for it with his life. Finally,
For
numbers
V5.
advantage for EDG.
With bombs so far away as well. Fault line will inevitably have KanAN have to back up, but he's re-aggressing.
Of course he is. Now taking a step back, the rest to bring Mindfreak into the fold once more. Now the Rolling Thunder.
Connected as well. He's not going to be able to disrupt anything here.
Shoving him away. But take a look at nobody. He's gotten really far up. Do they clear him? Do they know he's there? The crossfire.
Wah.
Forsaken falls. Nobody on the main connects. 3 left on the side of PRX. Make that 2. EDG seem to be holding the line here. And they're throwing everything into this. With 13 seconds left, PRX have nowhere to go.
It's just a save.
10 seconds left.
Well played around from EDG. All off the back of KanAN. And Haodong's Cypher utility stayed alive at B for so long that they were able to get ahead of that.
Gila KanAN, man.
Really aggressive,
Anjing.
taking the smokes early. This was that flick. So precise.
Gila.
The res did come through, but again,
Ultra instinct
when you
ini.
have an operator player like this
Ini
who's
kah?
so confident, who's honestly one of the most skilled operators in this game, without a doubt. If he hits a shot on you, if you don't insta headshot him, you're going down.
Yeah, you're losing that fight.
So that's why he's so confident going for these re-aggro fights consistently. He knows he's gonna kill you if you whip.
EDG still with a long way to go. So much ground to make up. They have a couple of tools here. KanAN still has the op. Meanwhile, it's a weird buy for PRX. Forsaken couldn't even really purchase much into this. He's got utility, sure, but no gun.
I wonder if this time around they're leaving the trip here on purpose to set up Jing for alert kill after they aggress in mid or retake the A line.
Yeah, late split or something like that.
That's so impressive. I'm pretty sure they were aware that they didn't break it the last round, and now they're reading into it.
Right there. That smoke suggests that they're going to try to get through the middle of the map and try to split B through spawn, but he's ahead of it.
Look at this. This is all prep. They know that Smoggy likes to play on top of here. Whoa, he almost got out being in his smoke.
Pushed off the wall, and now they decide to go. The wingman first, the wall up, Jing playing on the other side. Howard on fall, so does Smoggy. 3 left to try to stay up, to try to keep tournament. And that's another that will fall.
Ente dah.
Another that will crumble. Nobody was nowhere to go.
Ya, siap-siap.
Paper X seemed to have done it. In the face of 5. Nobody will fall. Playing finals in LA. Lower finals in Madrid. In front of a Chinese crowd. The heartbreak hit will not be denied.
Thank you, EDG. Menurut saya EDG itu ada perombakan, tapi itu kembali lagi kepada EDG bagaimana, entah dari pemain atau strategi. Di China mereka memang nomor 1, tapi di internasional agak sulit ya. Harus jadi lebih baik lagi.
What has eluded them for so long. This is a team that many people expected to have already lifted hardware once. They got close. They got so close. They've done it so many times. And just when it seemed like they were going to have to bow out and take an early exit, they silence EDG and do so in impressive fashion.
That last map was a spectacle, that's for sure.
Aduh sorry, aku nggak sengaja naik angin guys. Sorry. Iya. Reset kalau disiarin. Hey, gila banget ini. Tuh kan, chat gue tuh lebih sadis guys, bukan gue. Gak ke saya guys. Franz, lo ada masalah apa sama Kang Franz? Edit. Mereka tuh baik guys. Mereka tuh nggak kutukan taunting kayak apa sih waktu itu? Kayak apa waktu itu? Bukan KC, apa sih namanya? Yang kemarin itu loh, yang monyet di taunting gimana tuh? Kayak di menuan, ya TH. Iya. Ramean curigaan Cibaduyut. Ada apa dengan Cibaduyut? Cuma jualan sepatu, anjir. Tim Heretic sih, ya bener cu. Kangkang G-nya gampang. Wah, gila. Oh, viewer gue udah gila guys. Ton, lu gak usah gitu Ton. Gila bro. Iya halo, maaf PRX, ini bukan saya yang ngomong, ini penonton saya nih. Ton, jangan gitu. Tapi tadi Jing lumayan ini ya. Musuhnya Iron kah? Astagfirullah.
Sunset just told a different story. We've got the Rise Man, the Rise Man. Post-match interview with Valora and Jing standing on the stage behind us right now.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎来到赛后采访，我是维嘉。让我们再一次恭喜 PRX 赢下了本场比赛的胜利。我们也是请到了竞选手来接受我们的采访。Welcome to the post-match interview and now I'm joined by
Santai dong.
PRX
Gila emosi itu.
Edward Gaming, M-nya mewing.
Hello everybody.
Hai Jing, lucu banget. Adik aku bentar lagi lahiran, sebentar lagi aku jadi sebentar gimana? Kasih bosku. Adik aku lahiran
Kita nonton sendiri ntar.
Used to it and will be more consistent.
他说，对于他们来说，其实他们也是他们只需要不断的练习，不断的坚持，保持自己一如既往的稳定发挥就可以。那接下来也想问一下竞选手，因为其实 PRX 包括竞选手本身在中国都有非常多的粉丝，那有没有什么想要对中国粉丝们说的话呢？You have a large number of fans in China. Do you know that?
Yes.
Wah.
Say something to the fans.
Thank you to all the fans for supporting us. I mean, it's hard for all the China fans to usually like come in contact with us, but now like I see all the fans, we are all really happy. So yeah, very happy for all the fans.
Jay
可能在其他比赛里也很少有机会可以看到这么多的中国粉丝，但是今天见到了，他也觉得非常的开心，也感谢大家对他们的支持。那同时今天也是一个6·1儿童节嘛，然后想让竞选手祝一下大家6·1儿童节快乐，可以吗？大家想听吗？ So today is Children's Day. So would you like to say Happy Children's Day
Auntie
to the audience?
Yay
Yeah, you can reach me.
儿童节快乐。
儿童节快乐。
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Auntie
Interview. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
那我们的赛后采访到这里就结束了，先拜拜。
Honestly, that is our humble king. Shout out Happy
Every
Children's Day.
interview is the most wholesome thing.
Do you guys want to know how to say Happy Children's Day? You
Sure.
wanna mimic Jing as well?
I'm learning so much.
Alright, I'll do it slowly. 儿童节快乐。
儿童节快乐。
Ah, you did it just as good as him. Well done.
Well, I don't know if that.
Mimi mantap.
Thank you.